Romanced by a Seal. A Hot Seal's Wedding. Written by Kat Johnson. Narrated by Sean Povistak. Chapter 1. Dusk had already fallen when Jon parked his truck in the lot. The early spring air was overly warm for this time of year, but having been to almost every hellhole on the planet, he'd take a balmy evening in Virginia any day. He pushed through the scarred wooden door, exchanging the evening shadows outside for the perpetually dim interior of the dive bar. It was a good time and a good place for the meet, though it had taken a bit of fancy talking on his part to get away from Allie just before dinner. Tomorrow, while she was at work, it would have been so much easier for him to get away, but as things came to a head, this meet with his contact couldn't wait. When the man had sent the signal to set up the rendezvous, Jon had sucked it up and lied to his now live-in girlfriend. What the hell else could he do? He hadn't known what he'd been about to get involved in when he and Allie had discussed her moving in with him a few months ago. Hindsight was always 20/20. Tonight she'd come home after a full day at her job and had worked hard to cook him a beautiful homemade meal. One which he couldn't stick around long enough to eat. He'd made a bullshit excuse about why he had to leave the house, and he'd seen the resulting look in her eyes. Part anger, part disappointment. The look wasn't the worst of it. That had been delivered with a single blow. One word, said in a tone so dismissive it was like a dull knife carving a hole in his gut. Fine. What was it about that word, fine, that got to him? That single measured syllable seemed so much worse than if she'd yelled or cursed at him. Hell, anything would have been better, because it was clear from the glare in her body language that things were not fine at all. He didn't have time for this. Not now. Not given what he was involved in. His life was about to change radically, and Allie couldn't be a part of any of it. He needed to remember that, pocket his emotions, and forge ahead. Spotting his contact in the back, half hidden in a dark corner.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?